Welcome to UFO True Stories. I'm your host, Quasar. Thank you for coming out to our very first show, folks. We have a very good one for you tonight. Tonight's show will be about what happens when 3i Atlas flies over Mars in just the next 4 days. What will happen? As I said, we have a very great show for you tonight, guys. Thanks for coming out to UFO True Stories. Once again, a show dedicated to exploring the UFO phenomenon. A show where you can talk about your experiences with UFOs and aliens. So, once again, welcome. Before we get started with tonight's show, we have to give a shout out to our sponsors. Our first one being windgazer.com, the outdoor sporting goods store and survival store where you can get the best out of the best. Here at Windgazer, you can get anything from camping gear to athletic gear, toys and hobbies, modern electronic, explore science, smart solar gears, and so much more. Their feature for tonight is this portable telescope with a 70mm aperture. I believe you can even take images with your cell phone through the telescope. Looks like a pretty good gift there for Christmas, guys. So check those people out, Engager.com. And also, our next sponsor is WeTod.com, where you can get the best in hydroponic gear. WeTod.com grow lights, a brighter than any spaceship, to help you grow the biggest plants, and that is WeTod.com. So give a holler to our sponsors and go give them a look. I believe this here is their 200-watt dimmable grow light, full spectrum ultraviolet infrared for a cannabis veg and bloom. So if you're in hydroponics and growing plants, this is the place for you. WeTod.com. I like that little alien guy up there, guys. It's a great store, by the way. Alright. Let's get back to our show. Now, tonight's show, what happens when 3i Atlas flies over Mars in just the next 4 days? What will happen as 3i Atlas approaches Mars? Right now, 3i Atlas is about 3 days out, and it's traveling at about 60 kilometers per second. That's 37, I believe about 37 miles, 37.28 miles per second at 60 kilometers per second. That's very fast. I mean, to traverse the United States, it'll probably only take about 30 seconds, if that. It's traveling 130 miles per hour, making it the fastest solar system visitor ever recorded. It has a hyperbolic trajectory. That's how we know it's an interstellar object. It's coming from out the solar system because it's traveling at such a high speed that the sun's gravitational pull is not able to keep it orbiting around the sun like our planets do. And also it's coming in at the 5 degrees off the ecliptic plane. And of course, the ecliptic plane is where all the 9 planets in our solar system, yeah, I'm calling Pluto a planet, all the 9 planets in the solar system are lined up, almost like a disk, and they all revolve around the sun. It's coming within 5 degrees of that. Now, the chances of that happening are very slim, if not almost impossible, for an interstellar object to come in at that degree. You know, it's almost like it's not a comet the way it's behaving and from its characteristics. Now, I'm not feeling a comet coming out of this object, coming from this object, you know, especially from this only being the 3rd interstellar object to ever be recorded. The first one being Oumuamua, if you guys remember that elongated object that I think came about 7 years ago, something like that. Oumuamua did, but that was the very first one. Then what's the second one? Boris Cove or something like that. I quite don't remember the name to the second one. But this one here, 3i Atlas, really caught my attention because it was just recently detected, and scientists are saying that this thing has been traveling for millions and billions of years, like, you know, but they just discovered it not too long ago. So, you know, how would they know really how long it's been traveling? I mean, they're trying to judge it by its speed and I guess the location it's coming from. They really don't know what location it's coming from. Frankly, they really don't know too much about this comet to even say that it's a comet. The kind of characteristics it's been displaying is saying that it's everything else or anything else besides a comet. For one, being that the tail is facing forward, is facing the sun and not against the sun, which most comets do, and also what it's comprised of, the materials that it's comprised of. It's mostly nickel that's been detected without any traces of iron, and in nature that just doesn't happen. Everywhere in nature we have looked where we have found nickel, there has always been some iron impurities within that nickel. The only way you can get iron, pure iron like that, is to have been manufactured, like in a manufacturing facility. or something. It was man-made, created, or something. That's how we're able to extract pure nickel from iron, or separate pure nickel from iron, which is totally odd. Everything this thing has been displaying just doesn't have the characteristics of a comet, which is quite odd to me. But anyways, it also has changed colors since first being discovered. I think it was glowing a reddish color as it was further out, but now it's glowing a greenish color. So they quite can't explain that. It doesn't have a tail like a traditional comet. That's also unexplainable. And the cloud that's surrounding it is mostly carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, which doesn't fit the properties of a natural comet. Most comets have water detected and little rock associated with it. This particular object here is mostly carbon dioxide, which doesn't fit the characteristics of a comet. So everything that this object is indicating to me is saying that it's not a comet. Now, for it to be coming this way, I personally think it's alien. Now, whether it's harboring any aliens on board, I don't know. But that frontward facing fume or cloud that it's producing, facing towards the sun, which is totally opposite from a comet which faces against the sun, could be some kind of gas or something, maybe some pollinating kind of gas, which I think it's going to sprinkle all over Mars and Venus. I guess what I'm trying to say, guys, is they're prepping. They're gonna, whatever is coming this way is coming here to terraform Mars and Venus. Not so much that we could enjoy the two planets, but they, as the interstellar visitors, can come move in. Yes, I said it, guys. We are getting ready to have some interstellar neighbors moving to Mars and Venus. Now, if this is an alien spacecraft, and these are aliens coming to terraform Mars and Venus, for an advanced civilization like that, I don't think it would be very hard to do. All they would have to do was heat Mars up a little bit and cool Venus down a little bit. You do those two things, you have a habitable planet. You know, so think about that, guys. Now, if you look at the where 3i Atlas is in our solar system, we can look to see where it's going or where it has been. Now, let's go back a few days. Skipping quite a few days ahead. Today's date is the 28th. Let's move this around a little bit. Let's move this orbit around a little bit. Alright. As you can see, we got these pop-ups. As you can see, okay, back here. As you can see, we have Mars coming up. We have the object in a hyperbolic trajectory getting ready to zoom past Mars any day now. 4 days away. In 4 days, it will come about so close to Mars that that plume of gas, carbon monoxide gas, carbon dioxide gas, will pollinate and sprinkle all over planet Mars with comic fairy dust. See it. 4th day, so by the 3rd day it'll be the closest to Mars. And as it plays out, it'll be close to Venus as well within the next few months. What's this, around November? It'll come close to Venus as well. And as it moves on its way out, it'll swing right by Jupiter once again before it goes back out to interstellar space, which people think it might do. But we have a Harvard scientist by the name of Avi Loeb who thinks that this is an alien spacecraft. Well, he has mentioned there's a possibility that it might be an alien spacecraft, and you should always take that into accountability. But he's saying that as it comes and passes Mars and goes behind the sun, Earth will be on the opposite side right here. As you can see, let's zoom in a little bit. Earth will be on the opposite side as it zooms out. Right. So this is Earth. Just gonna do is fly by Earth as it zooms out. It's gonna fly and have another rendezvous with Jupiter. Flyby. So we'll be able to see it, but as it's flying further out, maybe around Christmas time, we'll possibly be able to see it with a telescope around then. We won't have the best view, but we will have a view. But as it's funny that we're not like right here, as it would pass by Earth. So whatever this thing may be, and mind you, that 3i Atlas is 5 degrees off the ecliptic plane, which is somewhat the kind of path we as humans would take if we were to observe any other kind of planet. So take that into consideration as well. As for this being an alien spacecraft, it just might be, or it might be a craft coming to seed and terraform Mars and Venus. Before I end the show, I'd just like to end with something President Trump said that somewhat stood out to me when he was talking about the interviewer was asked President Trump about the military base in Afghanistan and on how he wanted to ask the Afghanistani people to release the military base back to the United States, because for one, it's strategically located close to China, I would say, or Russia, but also on how massive it is. He was saying something like it's so massive that the base is so massive, it's one of the largest in the world, and you could actually land a planet on there. I'm not kidding. This is exactly what he said. You can actually land a planet on this base. I'm thinking more so like a large asteroid or a large ship or something like that. A ship the size of a football field. Take a listen.
Mr. President, you mentioned in your remarks at the press conference something about Bagram and bringing it back to the US.
I'd like to get Bagram back. And that was gross incompetence to give that up. You know, it's one of the most powerful bases in the world in terms of runway strength and length. The strength and length. You can land anything on there. You can land a planet on top of it.
Interesting. Interesting that he would say you could land the planet on top of there. Think about that. Does he know something that we don't? I'm sure he does. Well, that's tonight's show, guys. But tune in, like and subscribe, because we are going to be digging deep into this phenomenon of interstellar objects entering our solar systems. And not just that, but many, many, many more topics will be coming this way and out of UFO True Stories. So like and subscribe. Send your videos to UFO True Stories at gmail.com and tune in for the next show, as we will be introducing the interactive call-in type of platform. So guys, stay tuned and have a blessed night. Peace out from UFO True